Henri Matisse was born in France on December 31st, 1869. He was the first son of his parents who owned a flower business. In, Matisse grew up in Picardy, France, and eventually studied law. His first job was as a court administrator. In 1889, when Matisse was 20 years old, he had an attack of appendicitis. While he was recovering, his mother gave him art supplies to keep him busy. Matisse realized he had a passion for art, and he decided to study traditional art and became an artist. Matisse rejected the idea that paintings had to imitate the appearance of nature. He went on to innovate the use of vibrant colors, bold brushstrokes, and spatial depth. His anti-naturalistic style of art was referred to as fauve, or wild beasts, and was highly criticized. In 1898, Matisse married and had children. His daughters often modeled for him. He went into debt buying paintings from artists he admired, such as Gauguin and Van Gogh. In the early 1900s, he began sculpting and created the Surf in 1903, as well as many other sculptures. After this, Matisse met Pablo Picasso, and they became lifelong friends, and often had many shows together. Throughout his life, Matisse also collaborated with other famous artists, and thrived as an artist and created many, many works of art. During his life, Matisse became ill and needed a colostomy. He spent the rest of his life in a wheelchair. During this time, he began creating paper collages and used a technique he called paper gouache, or painting with scissors. His famous Blue Nude series was done during this time and was completed in 1952. He later created a stained glass window for the Rockefeller estate in New York and designed the Matisse Chapel in France. Henri Matisse died on November 3, 1954, at the age of 84 from a heart attack. He is remembered as one of the most important, influential artists of the 20th century. It is interesting to note how Matisse's use of shading, light, space, and depth in his works are styles and techniques which are still commonplace today. In our class, we have focused on the use of shading, space, depth, and light in all of our recent projects. It goes to show how art is timeless.